Our goal at Autarco is to empower you to reach full potential as an installer. In this troubleshooting video, we'll review some common issues you may encounter with your LAN stick and how to resolve them. Let's start with the issue that all three lights on the stick are off, it may not receive power, or the internal cables may be broken. First, ensure the inverter is powered on, and the stick is correctly installed. Don't turn the stick too tight, you should still be able to turn it back. Check if the 4 pins in the communication port are all present and of the same length. Check if the COM connector port is solidly positioned. If it can move, it might have been forced to turn. This happens when the housing of the stick is turned, instead of the black ring on top of the stick. The internal cables in the inverter might have broken or disconnected. If so, none of the lights will turn on. Please contact our support team for help. If this looks all good, but still the lights do not turn on, try installing another stick. Moving on to the next issue. The red power light is on, but the orange communication light is off. Your LAN stick is powered on, but not receiving data from the inverter, or of one of the inverters, if multiple inverters are daisy-chained. Check the address setting of the inverter. If the LAN stick is connected to only one inverter, the address setting of the inverter must always be 1. If multiple inverters are installed in a daisy chain, the first inverter in the line must be set to 1, the next to 2, and so on. If the numbers are not followed up correctly, the system's communication won't work properly. If a PELD is installed, the LAN stick must be installed in the PELD. The PELD needs to be set to address 1, as does the first inverter in line. This is the one inverter connected directly to the PELD. To check the address setting on inverters with a display, use the up and down buttons on the inverter. Go to Settings, Set Address, set the correct number and press Enter. If multiple inverters are daisy-chained, and this is not solving the issue, please check the RS485 cable between all inverters, and PELD. Check if the connection points are good, and A and B sides are correctly combined. Now, let's talk about signal quality when using a Wi-Fi connection. If your LAN stick cannot establish a good connection to the local network, the green network light will keep blinking. This may be due to a weak Wi-Fi connection. Check the signal quality of the local network and ensure it's at least 30%. If it's less than 30%, move the router closer to the inverter with the stick. If that's not an option, install one or more Wi-Fi extenders between the local router and the inverter, or use a wired network connection. Ensure a Wi-Fi extender's network name differs from the router's network name. This can be any name, for example by adding the text extended to the original network name. Doing so ensures that the LAN stick connects to the extender and not directly to the router when choosing a network from your network list. To test whether the stick or the local network is the cause of the network connection issue, you can try to establish a network connection with a different network, your mobile hotspot. If this way the network connection works and the green network light stays on solid, you verified the stick is working properly. The local Wi-Fi network will be the cause of the issue. To start over the procedure of connecting to a local network, use the reset button, press the button for 15 seconds. Make sure the green and orange light have both shortly turned off. Lastly, if you tried to reset the stick, but the reset button doesn't work, please remove the stick from the inverter. Follow the steps in the manual to avoid damage. Then reinstall the stick in the inverter. When using a wired network connection and your LAN stick cannot establish a good connection to the local network, the green network light will keep blinking. First reset the router and any switches installed in between router and stick. Then check if the network issue has been resolved. If not, please test the Ethernet cable with another device with the Wi-Fi network connections turned off on that device. If the network connection is established, the green light will stay on solid. If the stick is working and you finish the monitoring setup, the graphs in My Autarco start showing. This can take up to a few minutes. We've covered common issues you may encounter and how to resolve them. Remember, our goal is to empower you to reach your full potential. If you need further assistance, please don't hesitate to contact our support team.